What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, hitting some garage sales today, and boy, got some good finds. Going to show you something really cool, and here's some Harley Davidson boots. Not super cool, but a good deal. They're only $5. They're in amazing condition. So anytime I find this style, which is a women's style, it's a pretty common style, I sell them for 30, 40 bucks. $5 in that condition, great deal. The other shoes, however, are just not looking like they're worth as much. And over here we have some cassettes. I'm checking to see if there's any Metallica or any good bands that I know are worth some money. I'm not sure how much they were, I don't remember, but I have hundreds of cassettes to go through still, so not looking to buy anything unless it stands out to me. Down here I see this Ninja food processor, and these things part out well. Some of them sell really good just by themselves. So I'm looking at it, I see it's $3 for the box, and I'm like, yeah, I can make money just selling the parts, the blades, and everything. I've already sold a part for $18 out of there, so I'm in the profit. Not a bad pickup. A little bit of work, but, you know, I'm very hit and miss. Sometimes I pick up stuff like that for parts. Sometimes I just ignore it. In that situation, I decided to buy those. Here's some gun magazines, gun books. I just sold some recently. I didn't want to buy any more because I finally got rid of the ones I had. Could have been something good. I didn't look them up. There was a military book I decided to pick up as well for $1. I think there's a little bit of profit.
Yeah, you got a girlfriend. Buy her pet set of boots.
See some good boots at this sale, but nothing extraordinarily special. And if I remember right, they wanted quite a bit of money for these, so just gonna pass on those. Whipping my head around, since I got these meta glasses, I've been training myself not to move my head so much, just because, I don't want the shots to be all crazy. Here's some fishing lures. I thought these said $5 at first, then I saw they said 50, so I don't want those. But over here I see this Lee Sports Green Bay Packers kind of sweatshirt. Lee Sports isn't particularly great, so I do end up picking it up, but I see this stuff over here. It's priced really high, I think like $50 for those cookie jars. So $2 for the Lee Sports. It's in good condition. You can sell those for like 20 bucks, so I decided to pick it up. Over here, though, I see this silverware set, and I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good set, I think. It looks like it's complete, still got the paperwork in there, not in terrible condition. So it wasn't priced, she just told me to make an offer, so I just offered 10 bucks because I knew I could make some money, and she sold it to me.
Take these for free, these pots, okay, planting pots and stuff. I appreciate it. You can have that for free, man.
Map.
Yeah.
We'll see. I might take it for free. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
How much you have on your board games?
You want a quarter?
All right.
Why don't you, a quarter for two?
Yeah, you really want to get rid of stuff, it sounds like.
Yes, sir.
So it turns out this sale, everything ended up being a quarter, except for some larger items like a ladder and some wheelbarrows, which were $1. If I was selling at a flea market or something, I could have bought up everything, but ended up finding some great stuff here. It's one of those, dream scenarios. I just pulled up. I saw the guy waving down an alley, pulled in there. I was the first one in. That Disney car had some cracks in it. It might have been worth picking up for a quarter. And you can get yourself in trouble because when everything's a quarter, you tend to want to buy more junk. That right there, though, I just walked past was a Instapot, brand new. I ended up getting that for a quarter. Here's some Vietnam memorial clock. I went ahead and bought this because it was a quarter. And I just digging around. There's all those golf clubs, all a quarter for all of them. So it's a shame he didn't have like really good stuff. Like there's a shop vac for a quarter. I just passed on that. Not something I really want to mess with. I'm sure somebody eventually came through and bought up everything. You see I'm making a pile out there, but I go in the back part of the garage And I know it's dark. There just wasn't lights on, unfortunately, so I'm sure this footage isn't great. But see some of them, what I think to be American Girl dolls, and they are technically, but these are actually made by Pleasant Company before they were American Girl. And the bed there is actually good. And there's the, what do you call it there? The storage case there, which I didn't realize was American Girl. I saw it said Pleasant Company. And it didn't click at first. Oh, Pleasant Company, that's the stuff before, and before they were American Girl. So I just kind of walked past that at first, but I'm back here digging. There's some cassettes. I probably should have bought those just to try to harvest the commercials off of them. Just don't really have time to be doing that. Yeah, I do end up, grabbing the case and everything. And it's crazy because the Pleasant Company stuff, it wasn't a quarter a piece. It was a quarter for all of it. Um, so it's like the golf clubs. All of them were a quarter. The Tonka truck there, a quarter. So we'll be showing you everything in the haul that I got at that sale. Pretty good finds indeed. Here's a sale. I'm just looking at the clothing, trying to find something cool. I do see this vintage Reebok jacket. It's a windbreaker. For a couple bucks, I decided to pick that up, right? Still sell. They don't sell great, but people like the vintage. I like the vintage stuff. Here's a couple baseball bats, and here's a Louisville Slugger bat. This one just had too many chips in it for me to want to purchase to sell on eBay. This Easton Cyclone bat, kind of a basic bat, but $2. This one just had dirt on it, so decided to pick it up. The grip's falling apart. Should be able to make at least $15 on that. Over here, I see something, Spider-Man Tiger game, and I just pick it up, $4. I like to collect these with my video game collection. I didn't realize it was a newer one, so I probably wouldn't have picked it up. Here's some TI 84 Plus calculators. Now, this was kind of weird, because one was $7.50 and the other one I think was like 15 or 20 bucks. I can't see it there. And I asked what the price difference was. I thought maybe one didn't work, and she said, oh, it's just two different people selling them. So I bought the one for $7. I should have bought the one for $15. I don't know what I was thinking. Because you can make money at $15 for sure. But I just found it weird, I guess, and didn't think it through properly and walked away from it. Believe I already sold that one as well. They sell great, very quick on those calculators. So probably left about 20 bucks there by not buying that other one. Here's some clothing, just seeing if there's anything. Again, vintage. I see some cool looking t-shirts. Here's a Marvel Punisher shirt. It might have been older. I just end up passing on it. I don't think it's anything too great. Probably wrong now that I'm thinking about it. Some of those Marvel shirts, especially Punisher, I think are pretty good. Getting ready to show you another miss. I definitely missed some stuff, I think. Here's a Sony, though. Checking to see if it's new in box. It's just a radio. And I'm noticing, I don't want to mess with this, pre-owned. But I see this turtle here, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice pickup. $8. I didn't notice the butterfly lamp right next to it. And I've talked about those before. And the butterfly is worth just as much as the turtle, if not, more. So that's the curse of having these camera glasses on. You get to see stuff that you missed. Here's some Rocky boots, and these are $30. And Rocky is very hit and miss, so I wasn't too excited about these at $30. I was just going to pass on them because, again, Rocky's just hit and miss. Sometimes they sell okay, but I looked them up. The comps looked really good. So, like, yeah, 30 bucks, I'll take them. Threw them up there, looked them over, and decided to buy them. But got some great finds today, hitting the yard sales. Let me show you everything I got. Let's go over the haul today. I think this might go down for one of my favorites just because I found a couple of good items for cheap. Let's start back here on this chair. I got this USA hat. I believe it's vintage. I paid $1 for it at a rummage sale. These kind of all over print USA hats tend to move for like 15, 20 bucks. So I went ahead and picked it up. So one of the sales I stopped at, the guy was selling everything for $1. He was moving. He just wanted it gone. That is the perfect sale to find, and it was hard not to buy everything because there were some good deals for sure. Just a lot of the stuff you can't really move on eBay. But anyway, I picked up this Vietnam clock for $1. It's a memorial clock. Didn't know if it was worth anything at $1. I'm just buying some of this stuff, but I did see some listed for around 40 bucks. I didn't see any that sold, so I don't know if it's going to be worth selling online, but maybe I can sell it at a garage sale or something for 5 or 10 bucks. At that sale, he was also throwing away stuff, and he had bags of clothing. So I said, can I just take this clothing? I'll go through it at home. He said, take it. I was hoping, for vintage band t-shirts or something like that, right? But it was surprisingly good, and all this smells great for being clothing that's been being thrown away. It smells just like they washed it and then just decided to throw it away. I don't know why they didn't just donate it somewhere, but this pile here is all women's like Nike and Under Armour and Brooks like running stuff. All size small. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of put this in a lot on eBay. I don't know what it would sell for. I know this stuff is expensive if you use to buy it. I looked up the Brooks shirt and it was selling for like $15 plus shipping by itself. So you could definitely make money free, right? Selling all this stuff. But I think I'm just going to put it all in a lot for somebody who wants all this stuff, size small, and price it like $50 to $100. I'll have to do some research. I didn't even check. I don't know what I could get for it. I think $50 plus shipping would be an incredible deal for someone. So at that sale, I touched this map and he said, you can just have that if you want it. So I just took it just in case. Some of these maps, classroom maps, especially the ones that pull down, can be worth over $100, vintage ones. So this one I looked up. It looks not great, right? I'm probably just going to throw it away, but I didn't want to leave it there for free if it was a good one. So let's just jump into one of my best finds ever, possibly, depending on what these are exactly. Now, these are what look to be American Girl dolls, and they kind of are. If you're not familiar, American Girl was made by Pleasant Company before they were American Girl. Sometime in the late 90s, Mattel bought them out. So some of the original, like 1986 Pleasant Company dolls can be worth thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, these, I cannot tell exactly what they're worth. I've done a bunch of research. Pretty sure, they're not the ones that are $2,000 or $3,000 a piece because most of those have like a signature on them there where, they were made. They're more rare. I think they have a more white colored body as well. So I think these are probably later, possibly like 87, 89. I don't know when they started using the more flesh colored bodies, but even the flesh-colored bodies, I was seeing some sell for over $500. This particular one, the Samantha doll, I'm thinking it is anywhere from $100 to $800, right? I'm seeing different comps for these. I'm going to have to do more research on them. If anyone has any really good knowledge about these Pleasant Company dolls, that's kind of what they look like. But I believe they're late 80s, early 90s, just because of some of the stuff I got with it. Now, I didn't pay $1 each for these dolls. I paid $1 for everything American Girl I'm talking about here. The trunk, I was seeing comps anywhere between like $200, $275. I saw one sell for. This one's in really good condition. It's got like a stain on top where it'd been in the garage or something. I might be able to get that out with some woolite or something. I don't know. But otherwise, it's really good. Inside, it has all the drawers. It's very clean. And it also came with this bed down here. And the bed, I'm just kind of like, this bed maybe is worth a little bit. The bed, complete like this, I saw some sell for $175. Anywhere from $100 to $175. And this one, hopefully I didn't lose the knob that goes at the end of the bed. Hopefully it's in the car because this was just bouncing around in the car and some of them fell off or were in the seat. Because it was complete, hopefully it didn't fall off there while I was loading it or something, but it should be complete. It has the original bedding, with the tags that say Pleasant Company on it. So pretty good condition. I'll probably price that like $125, $150 as long as I can find that piece. Maybe I can buy it on eBay if I did lose it, but pretty good. Some of this clothing, this I saw sell for $50. This piece I think I saw sell for $25 or $30. I didn't look up everything, but it's all Pleasant Company original clothing. I got some like sweatshirts and stuff I still need to look up. A hat, I don't know if that's Pleasant Company. Some of the hangers there, what is this? Oh, that one, it says 1989. So yeah, definitely late 80s. This is good stuff. Oh, a sailor, I didn't even notice this one. I'll have to look up that one. I saw some comps on this. I remember seeing it on eBay. I just didn't realize I had that. So hopefully that's a good one. So yeah, it's got the hat. There's some shoes there. I imagine most of this clothing's like $20 to $50. I know there's some clothing sets that I saw selling for $500 or $600. Maybe I have those. Again, I have to do more research. I might just do an auction on these dolls because I don't know exactly what they're worth. So people who collect this stuff, if there's something good, they're going to bid it up to about where it's, worth selling it for that. Or I could just put them on there for like $500 with best offer turned on. If they sell immediately, I still make a great profit, right? I don't think they're worth more than $500. If I can determine what clothes go with each doll, maybe I'll sell the clothing with it, but probably sell the trunk separate for about $200, I'm guessing, but certainly over $500-$600, I think, for this profit wise, considering I only got a quarter into it. Got some decent shoe deals today too. I got these Harley Davidson boots for $5. Very good condition. This is a pretty common style. Sold them a few times before. I usually sell them for like $40 plus shipping if they're in good condition like these are. Got some Doc Martens. Paid up a little for these. $25. She said they just weren't comfortable. They were worn like once. I think on these I'm just going to double my money probably on them. Then we got these Under Armour shoes. These are almost in perfect condition, maybe never worn, I don't know. They were $5. Not an incredibly desirable style, but they should still sell for somewhere between $20 and $30, especially in that condition. Oh, over here, let's just throw these in with the shoes if I don't trip and die. Ow! I got these Rocky boots. They were $30. They're brand new with tags. They have the box. There's a shoe seller on eBay that sells new shoes, and they've sold 11 pairs of these. It's showing for $150. Should get a sale pretty easily on them. But adding up all the footwear, it's going to be some great profit. Here's something I picked up at a garage sale. This is a Blue Jackets manual for the Navy, I believe, right? 1944. It's in really good condition. Looked like I could probably sell that for $20. At that little rummage sale I stopped at, there was this turtle. It's a turtle lamp, $8. I sold one of these recently for, I think it was $75 or $80. It had a brighter blue shell, which I think is probably more desirable than this shell. But I should be able to sell this between $50 to $70. I'll probably price it like $50 or $60 because the other one sat for a while and this one's just not as cool. Ended up getting this calculator for $7. She gave it to me for $7. You sell these for about $40 in working condition. She said it worked. At the sale where everything was a quarter, I got this brand new vintage wallet. It's Dorado. It says imported goat. I was hoping this was going to be something better. Doesn't look like it. Like maybe I could still sell it for like $20. I don't know for sure, but worst case scenario, I end up just using it as a wallet when mine falls apart. This is a little disappointing. This is a Tiger handheld Spider-Man game. But you know what? I did not know they remade these. This is from 2021. I love these things. The games are so bad. They're so stupid, but they remind me of my childhood. So I like to find them and just kind of throw them with my video game collection. Probably just hold on to it, throw it with the game collection, even though it's not something I particularly want. This ends up being very good as well. This is a 1847 Rogers Brothers silverware set. This is silver plated. It's got the paperwork in there. It is complete. Actually, it looked like it had a couple extra pieces of something in there. Now it says for over 100 years, so I don't know what date this actually is. Probably 50s, maybe early 60s, but I looked up the design on the pieces and it looked like it was selling for like $150 to $200 in some cases. So I was kind of surprised. Now I bought this stuff and sold it before. I remember my dad used to pick up silverware like this all the time and have me sell it on eBay for him. So I knew I could make money on it. You can sell certain pieces of this pretty well if you wanted to part it out. I forget the name of the design when I Google Lensed it, but yeah, it's a pretty good set, it looks like. I'll probably price this about $150. Below it, an Instapot, brand new. Came from the garage sale where everything was a quarter. He said that they got it as a gift, never used it. He said, quarter, get it out of here. I said, happily. It's not big money new. I'll probably be able to sell it for like $60 plus shipping, but still really good deal. Here's an Echo Show 5, one of these Amazon things. Now, this was $4. It sells for like $25 to $30 still. Some of the newer ones, like the 21, sells for like $200. So for $4, it's got the box and everything. I'll probably price it like $30. Picked up this Scream mask. I've talked about these on the channel. Some of the vintage ones will sell for over $1,000. No joke. Some of the original ones. The best one I've sold was like $70, $75. think I sold one for $40 one time. This one, unfortunately, is just that's like a $20 mask, right? Around Halloween, I'll put that on eBay for $20. It will definitely sell, so worth paying $3 for, especially for the off chance it was a rare one. Down here, I got a Ninja blender of some sort. This was $3. The lady said that it's pretty much new, that I guess her husband never used it or whatever. I'm guessing it's been used at least a couple times. Anyway, these part out really good. Some of the parts sell for like $20 by themselves. Ninja stuff like this is pretty popular. Here's the Easton bat. This one looks like I'll make about $15, $20 profit on. Paid $2 for it. Good condition, just dirty. Magic eraser, some cleaning solution. All that will come off. It'll look great. So I got all these golf clubs for a quarter because I didn't know if there were going to be anything special in there. I was assumed not, but I do know someone who likes golf clubs, so at a quarter he can just have them or go through them or whatever, right? Or I just put these out at the garage sale for $5 or $10. Anyway, I was excited at first. These Delta Malibu clubs, I just typed that in. I was seeing Malibu golf clubs selling for $300. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Do I have some good ones in here? But I couldn't find anything. When I looked closer, they weren't the same. They weren't Delta. They just Malibu something. I don't know a lot about golf clubs. I look for like, Ping and some of the other ones. If anybody recognizes anything, I'm assuming they're just older and not very desirable. But at a quarter, there's definitely money there. I just don't know how much. The sale where everything was a quarter, I picked up games, and he said, you can have 2 games for a quarter. I said, okay. I mostly wanted this one. This one actually came from another sale for $1. It's just going in the board game collection, nothing special. I just got the NFL armchair quarterback game. It's not really worth anything. But this one, I sold one in a blue box that was centered around water, and it was like a $50 to $60 game, so I thought this was going to be good. Unfortunately, this one looks like a $20 game. I think it's about $35, $40 new on Amazon. Probably end up putting that in the board game collection as well. It's got really good reviews. Armchair quarterback I'll just get rid of somewhere because I don't think it's worth selling unless this went up in price. Also for a quarter, I picked up this Tonka truck. It's in really good condition. It's a newer one. I mostly bought it because it was only a quarter. I'm like, somebody will want this, even if I have to sell it at a garage sale, right? Did not expect it to be good on eBay, but I saw this exact one selling for like 30. I think one sold for 40 some dollars. So I'm probably just going to throw it on eBay for like $25 plus shipping. It's pretty big, so shipping is going to be a little expensive, but somebody bought the others. They'll probably buy mine at some point. And then to close this off, I just bought a couple of vintage clothing pieces, nothing special. Reebok Windbreaker. These can sell like around $20, sometimes $30. It depends on the style. Then I got a Lee Sports Green Bay Packers kind of quarter zip sweatshirt. Lee Sports is not great. Again, it's like a $20 piece. Paid $2 for both of these, I believe. So adding it up, there's a little bit of profit there. There it is, everybody. That's my haul for today. If you enjoy the video, please hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to do an update video on this American Girl doll stuff when I either sell it or determine the actual price. But for what I paid for it, I think it's going to be one of my best cost to profit ratio on what I paid for something, right? You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, places like that. Flipping_junk. This has been Wick. Until next time.